Welcome, dear listener. Thank you for joining me on this transformative journey. Today, we embark on a path of self-discovery and empowerment through the concept of letting go. In our lives, we often find ourselves holding on to things that no longer serve us, whether it's past mistakes, fears, relationships, or even outdated beliefs. This audiobook is designed to help you understand the power of release and how it can lead to a life of freedom, clarity, and true success. Sit back, relax, and let's explore together the profound power of letting go. Chapter 1. Why we struggle to let go. Letting go is one of the most challenging and liberating things we can do in our lives. We often hold on to things, whether it's emotional baggage, relationships, or limiting beliefs, even when we know they are no longer serving us. But why is it so difficult to let go? To understand this, we must first look at the psychology behind attachment. As human beings, we are wired for attachment. From the moment we are born, we form attachments to people, things, and even ideas. These attachments give us a sense of safety and security. However, as we grow, we often form attachments to things that limit us. We get attached to certain beliefs about ourselves, others, and the world, even though they may not serve our best interests. This is the core of our struggle to let go. The first attachment that we struggle with is our identity. We identify with our past, our pain, our successes, and even our failures. We often believe that our past defines who we are in the present. This attachment to our past prevents us from moving forward. For instance, think about a time when you made a mistake or failed at something. How many times have you replayed that moment in your mind, beating yourself up over it? That mistake may have happened years ago, but if you're still attached to it, you're allowing it to define your present. This attachment to our past is often rooted in fear. Fear of uncertainty, fear of change, and fear of failure. Letting go of our attachment to the past means stepping into the unknown, and that can feel terrifying. But we must realize that holding on to the past only keeps us stuck in a loop of regret and missed opportunities. Letting go also involves releasing control. Many of us struggle to let go because we feel the need to control every aspect of our lives. We believe that if we let go, we'll lose control, and things will spiral out of our hands. However, the irony is that the more we try to control everything, the more we limit ourselves. The truth is, control is an illusion. Life will unfold as it will, and sometimes the best thing we can do is to trust the process. The key to letting go is understanding that it doesn't mean you lose control. It means you allow yourself to be free from the illusion of control. Chapter 2. Identifying what to let go of. In this chapter, we begin the important process of identifying what we need to let go of in our lives. The first step toward freedom is to gain clarity on the things that are holding us back. This clarity will help us make space for new opportunities, growth, and positive change. Start by taking an inventory of your life. What is weighing you down emotionally, mentally, and physically? What are you holding on to that no longer serves you? For many people, the first things to let go of are toxic relationships. These are relationships that drain your energy, leave you feeling depleted, or prevent you from being your best self. Whether it's a friend who is constantly negative, a partner who doesn't respect you, or a family member who brings unnecessary drama into your life, these relationships can have a profound impact on your well-being. Toxic relationships often stem from our attachment to them. We may feel guilty about cutting someone out of our lives, or we may fear being alone. But the truth is, when we hold on to toxic relationships, we're preventing ourselves from meeting people who truly support and uplift us. So, take a moment to reflect. Are there relationships in your life that are unhealthy? Are there people who drain you emotionally or mentally? Letting go of these relationships might feel hard at first, but it's a step toward creating space for healthier connections. The second thing to consider letting go of are limiting beliefs. These are the stories we tell ourselves that prevent us from reaching our full potential. Limiting beliefs might sound like, "I'm not good enough," "I don't deserve success," "I'll never be happy." These beliefs often originate from past experiences, societal expectations, or even things others have told us. But they are not the truth. Your potential is limitless, but you must first identify the beliefs that are holding you back. To begin letting go of limiting beliefs, ask yourself where these beliefs came from. Are they based on facts, or are they simply stories you've internalized? Challenge these beliefs and replace them with empowering ones. For example, instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," try saying, "I am constantly growing and improving." Lastly, consider letting go of physical clutter. We live in a world of excess, and sometimes the things we own can start to own us. If your home or workspace is cluttered, it can feel overwhelming and stifling. Clearing out physical clutter is a powerful way to make space for clarity and new possibilities in your life. Start small. Maybe you begin by cleaning out one drawer, one room, or one shelf. As you let go of physical clutter, you may begin to feel a sense of mental and emotional lightness as well. Chapter 3. The Freedom of Emotional Release. Emotions are one of the most powerful forces in our lives. When we suppress or hold on to negative emotions, they can weigh us down and prevent us from living freely. Learning how to release these emotions is one of the most liberating acts you can undertake. Let's start with anger. Anger often arises when we feel wronged or misunderstood. It can be a natural response to hurt, but when we hold on to anger, it becomes toxic. We carry it with us, replaying the incident over and over in our minds, allowing it to consume us. To release anger, we must first acknowledge it. Denying our feelings only prolongs their hold on us. Instead, allow yourself to feel the anger fully. Recognize it, understand it, and then decide to let it go. A simple but powerful technique for releasing anger is to write about it. Grab a journal and pour your heart out. Write down everything that makes you angry, who you're angry at, and why. Afterward, you can choose to burn the paper or shred it. This physical act of destruction symbolizes the release of your anger. Guilt and regret are two other emotions that many people struggle to let go of. We all make mistakes, but it's important to remember that mistakes don't define us. Holding on to guilt and regret keeps us trapped in the past and prevents us from moving forward. The process of emotional release begins with self-forgiveness. Understand that you are human and you are allowed to make mistakes. Accept responsibility for your actions, learn from them, and then choose to let go of the guilt. One powerful technique to release guilt is to write a letter to yourself, expressing forgiveness and compassion. It can be incredibly healing to speak to yourself as you would to a loved one, offering kindness and understanding. Regret is a similar emotion, but it often comes from wishing we had made different choices in the past. The key to letting go of regret is realizing that we cannot change the past. What we can change is how we move forward. To release regret, practice the art of reframing. Instead of focusing on what you wish had happened, focus on the lessons you learned. What did that experience teach you? How did it shape you into the person you are today? Chapter 4. The Art of Surrender. Surrender is a word that often carries a negative connotation. When we think of surrendering, we might imagine giving up, being defeated, or admitting failure. However, the type of surrender we're talking about here is very different. It's about releasing the need for control and allowing life to unfold naturally. True surrender doesn't mean you stop trying or giving up on your goals and dreams. It means you stop forcing outcomes, trying to control every situation, or trying to dictate the timing of your life. Instead, It's about accepting that certain things are beyond your control and trusting that the universe, or life, has a plan for you. At the heart of surrender is trust. When we surrender, we let go of the need to manipulate our circumstances, and instead, we trust that whatever happens is for our highest good. It is the act of letting go of the tight grip we have on our desires, our ambitions, and even our fears. Think about the times in your life when you've struggled the most. Often these struggles are born out of resistance. You resist the way things are, you resist change, or you resist people. The more you resist, the more you suffer. On the other hand, when you surrender, you stop fighting against the current of life and things flow more easily. Surrender is not passive, it is active acceptance. To surrender is to open yourself to possibilities you might never have considered. It is trusting that life will bring you exactly what you need at the perfect time. One powerful exercise in the art of surrender is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness teaches us to live in the present moment without judgment. It's about letting go of any attachment to the past or future and simply experiencing life as it is. To practice surrender, close your eyes and take a deep breath. Visualize yourself letting go of everything you're holding on to tightly. Picture your desires, your fears, and your expectations floating away from you like leaves carried down a stream. As you let go of these things, feel the freedom that comes from releasing control. Trust that everything will work out in the way it's meant to. Chapter 5. Embracing the present moment. One of the most powerful ways to let go is to fully embrace the present moment. So often, we get caught up in regrets about the past or anxieties about the future, but the only moment we truly have is the present. By focusing on the present, we stop dwelling on things we can't change and stop worrying about things that haven't happened yet. Being present means engaging with the world around you in an authentic way. It means putting aside distractions, such as your phone or the constant noise in your head, and really connecting with the moment you're in, whether you're having a conversation, enjoying a meal, or just walking outside. Being present allows you to fully experience and appreciate life. A common reason we resist being present is because we fear missing out on the future. We think that by constantly planning, thinking ahead, or preparing for what's to come, we are somehow gaining control. But in reality, the more we focus on the future, the more we miss out on the beauty and richness of the present. A practical way to embrace the present moment is through the practice of grounding. Grounding techniques help bring your focus back to the here and now. One simple grounding technique is to pause and take 5 deep breaths. As you inhale, focus on the sensation of the air entering your body. As you exhale, release any thoughts or worries. Repeat this for a few minutes, bringing your full attention to your breath and your surroundings. Another powerful way to embrace the present is through gratitude. When you take the time to appreciate what you have in the moment, you shift your focus from what you don't have to what you already possess. Gratitude allows you to be content with what is, rather than constantly striving for what might be. You can start a daily gratitude practice where you write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. By focusing on gratitude, you shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. By embracing the present, you free yourself from the burdens of the past and future. The more you practice living in the moment, the more peace you will experience and the easier it will be to let go of everything that no longer serves you. Chapter 6. Transforming fear into freedom. Fear is one of the most powerful emotions that hold us back from letting go. Whether it's the fear of failure, fear of the unknown, or fear of losing control, fear can paralyze us and keep us stuck in patterns that no longer serve us. But what if we could transform fear from something that limits us into something that empowers us? The first step in transforming fear is to understand it. Fear is a natural human response to uncertainty. It's part of our survival mechanism, built into us to protect us from danger. However, in modern life, we often experience fear in situations that aren't life-threatening, but still trigger the same response in our bodies. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of not being good enough can prevent us from taking risks, trying new things, or pursuing our goals. The key to transforming fear is not to avoid it or pretend it doesn't exist, but to acknowledge it and move through it. Fear is often rooted in the stories we tell ourselves, stories about what could go wrong, what others might think, or what we might lose. But these stories are rarely based on reality. When we examine our fears closely, we often realize that the worst-case scenarios we've imagined are far less likely to happen than we think. One powerful exercise for transforming fear is to ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Write down your worst fears and then ask yourself, how likely is this to happen? You might find that the things you fear are not nearly as threatening as you imagined. Another helpful technique is to reframe your fear as excitement. Both fear and excitement create similar physical sensations, such as a racing heart, shallow breath, and heightened awareness. When you feel fear, try shifting your mindset by telling yourself, I'm not afraid, I'm excited. This simple reframe can turn anxiety into enthusiasm, and it can help you move forward with greater confidence. Finally, to truly transform fear into freedom, practice taking small steps outside of your comfort zone. Every time you face your fear, whether it's speaking in public, starting a new project, or trying something new, you build confidence and resilience. The more you confront your fears, the less power they have over you. Remember, fear is not something to be avoided, it's something to be transformed. By facing your fears head-on and reframing them, you free yourself to live a life of boldness, courage, and freedom. Chapter 7. Releasing limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are the invisible chains that hold us back from reaching our full potential. They are the stories we tell ourselves about what is or isn't possible, the assumptions we make about our worth, our abilities, and the world around us. These beliefs are often formed in childhood or through negative experiences and can shape how we view ourselves and the opportunities available to us. But the truth is, these beliefs are not facts. They are simply thoughts that we've accepted as truth. And just as we accepted them, we can choose to release them. Releasing limiting beliefs is a powerful act of letting go. It begins with recognizing these beliefs for what they are: self-imposed limitations that no longer serve us. Whether it's the belief that we're not good enough, that we'll never be successful, or that money is hard to come by, these beliefs create a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe that you can't succeed, you're less likely to take the risks or actions needed to achieve your goals. The first step to releasing limiting beliefs is awareness. Notice when these beliefs come up in your thoughts. What negative stories are you telling yourself? What patterns of thinking are keeping you stuck? Start journaling your thoughts and feelings, paying particular attention to the recurring negative beliefs. Once you've identified a limiting belief, challenge it. Ask yourself questions like, is this really true? Where did this belief come from? Is there evidence to support it? Often you'll find that these beliefs are based on old experiences or assumptions that no longer hold weight. Next, begin to replace these beliefs with empowering ones. For example, if you've believed that money is scarce, replace that with a belief that money flows freely and abundantly into your life. If you've believed that you're not good enough, remind yourself of your strengths, accomplishments, and potential. Affirmations can be a powerful tool in this process. Write down empowering statements and repeat them daily to reprogram your subconscious mind. The key to releasing limiting beliefs is to take consistent, deliberate action toward proving your new beliefs right. When you push yourself to take small steps outside your comfort zone, you begin to see that the limitations you once believed in are not real. As you prove these beliefs false, they lose their grip on your life. Remember, your beliefs shape your reality. The more you release the beliefs that limit you, the more you open yourself up to new possibilities, opportunities, and experiences. Chapter 8. Letting go of past trauma. Past trauma can have a profound effect on our present life, whether it's a difficult childhood, a painful breakup, or an experience of loss or betrayal. The emotional wounds of the past can haunt us, keeping us trapped in patterns of fear, resentment, and self-doubt. The emotional baggage we carry from past trauma can prevent us from fully embracing the present and from living a life of freedom and joy. Letting go of past trauma is not about forgetting what happened or minimizing the pain. It's about releasing the hold that these past experiences have on us. It's about healing and making peace with the past so that we can move forward with a sense of wholeness and emotional freedom. The first step in letting go of past trauma is acknowledging it. So often, we try to bury our pain, suppressing our emotions or pretending they don't exist. But ignoring trauma only prolongs its power over us. Instead, we need to face it. This might involve revisiting painful memories, feelings, and experiences. It may not be easy, but it is necessary for healing. One way to process past trauma is through journaling. Writing about your experiences allows you to externalize your emotions and gain perspective. You don't have to censor yourself or worry about how the writing sounds. Just let the words flow and allow yourself to feel whatever comes up. Another powerful tool for healing is therapy. Talking with a professional can provide a safe space for exploring and processing past trauma. Therapists are trained to guide you through the healing process, helping you develop healthy coping mechanisms and strategies for letting go. Forgiveness is also a key component of letting go of past trauma. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing the actions of others. It means releasing the grip that anger, resentment, or hurt has on your heart. When you forgive, you free yourself from the emotional weight of the past. You let go of the power that the traumatic event has over you. Forgiveness can be difficult, especially when the trauma involves deep pain or betrayal. But remember, forgiveness is not for the other person. It's for your own healing. You may need to forgive yourself as well. If you've been holding on to guilt or shame about something in your past, releasing these feelings is essential for your emotional freedom. Visualization is another powerful tool for letting go of past trauma. Close your eyes and visualize yourself standing in front of the painful memory or experience. See it in front of you like a movie. Now picture yourself letting go of it, either by dissolving the image, releasing it into the air, or imagining it drifting away like a cloud. As you release the memory, feel the weight lift from your shoulders and your heart lighten. It's important to be patient with yourself during this process. Letting go of past trauma is a journey, not a destination. Some days will be harder than others, and healing doesn't happen overnight. But with consistent effort and a commitment to healing, you will slowly release the hold that the past has on you. Remember, you are not defined by your past trauma. You are not your pain or your history. You are a whole, capable, and powerful person, deserving of a future free from the weight of the past. Chapter 9. Letting go of control. We all have a natural desire to control our lives, our surroundings, and the people around us. We think that control gives us safety, certainty, and security. But the truth is, trying to control everything often leads to stress, anxiety, and disappointment. Life is full of uncertainty, and trying to force things to go according to our will only creates frustration. Letting go of control doesn't mean abandoning responsibility or becoming passive. It means recognizing the things you can control and the things you cannot. It means releasing the need to micromanage every detail and allowing life to unfold naturally. When we let go of control, we open ourselves up to the flow of life and the possibility of things turning out better than we imagined. The first step in letting go of control is to accept that we cannot control everything. No matter how hard we try, some things are simply beyond our influence. Other people, the future, and even our own emotions can be unpredictable. But when we try to control the uncontrollable, we waste energy and miss out on the richness of life. One way to release control is to practice mindfulness. By staying present in the moment, we stop trying to control what happens next. Mindfulness teaches us to let go of the need for perfection and to trust the process. Whether you're working, spending time with loved ones, or simply sitting alone, try to embrace the present moment without striving to control it. Notice the sights, sounds, and sensations around you and allow yourself to simply be. Another technique is to practice surrender. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means giving in to the flow of life. It means trusting that things will work out even when you don't have all the answers. Surrendering is about releasing the need for outcomes to look a certain way and being open to what the universe has in store. When we surrender, we move from a place of fear and resistance to one of trust and acceptance. Incorporating gratitude into your life is also an important tool for letting go of control. When we focus on what we're grateful for, we shift our energy from what we lack or want to control to what is already abundant in our lives. Gratitude helps us accept life as it is, rather than trying to force it into a mold. Letting go of control also involves trusting others. Often we try to control people, expecting them to behave or think a certain way. But when we let go of these expectations, we allow people to be who they truly are. We create space for them to make their own choices and grow. And in doing so, we release ourselves from the burden of needing to manage everything. Finally, remember that letting go of control is an ongoing practice. It's easy to slip back into old habits, especially when we're faced with uncertainty or fear. But each time we let go, we build more trust in ourselves and the universe. We learn that we don't need to control everything to be happy or successful. In fact, when we release the need for control, we create more peace, freedom, and joy in our lives. Chapter 10. The Art of Letting Go of the Past. The past can be a heavy burden to carry. It's easy to get stuck in memories, regrets, and what could have been. But the truth is, the past no longer has power over us unless we give it permission. Holding on to the past keeps us trapped in an old version of ourselves, unable to fully experience the present moment or move forward into the future we deserve. Letting go of the past is an act of liberation. It's about releasing the emotional ties to old wounds, failures, and disappointments. It's about forgiving yourself and others and recognizing that the only moment you have control over is the present one. To let go of the past, you first need to acknowledge it. Sometimes we avoid facing painful memories because we're afraid of feeling the pain again. But avoidance only prolongs the suffering. Confronting the past allows you to process your emotions, gain perspective, and free yourself from the grip of old experiences. One way to let go of the past is through the practice of forgiveness. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing someone else's behavior. It means choosing to release the anger, resentment, and hurt that you've been carrying. Holding on to grudges keeps you bound to the past, but forgiveness allows you to move forward with peace and emotional freedom. Forgiving yourself is equally important. Often, we hold on to guilt, shame, and self-blame for past mistakes. But these feelings only prevent us from growing. Let go of the story that you're not good enough or that you've ruined your chances at happiness. Every mistake is an opportunity for growth, and you are worthy of love, success, and peace. Another key to letting go of the past is acceptance. Accepting what happened, as painful as it may be, helps you make peace with the past. It means acknowledging that the past cannot be changed and that your life is now, not in the past. When you accept the past, you free yourself from the burden of regret and the desire to change things that are beyond your control. You can also use rituals to let go of the past. Writing a letter to someone you need to forgive, or even writing a letter to your past self, can be a powerful way to release old emotions. Once the letter is written, you can burn it or bury it, symbolizing the release of the past and the beginning of a new chapter. Finally, be patient with yourself. Letting go of the past is a process, and it may take time. It's not about erasing the past, but about making peace with it. The more you let go, the more space you create for new experiences, new growth, and new opportunities. Chapter 11. Embracing the present moment. The present moment is all we truly have, yet so often we find ourselves caught in the past or future, either rehashing old regrets or worrying about what's to come. But by doing so, we miss out on the richness of the here and now. Embracing the present moment means fully experiencing life as it unfolds. It's about being mindful of your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings, without judgment or distraction. When we embrace the present moment, we cultivate a sense of peace and gratitude that allows us to experience life more deeply. One of the most powerful ways to embrace the present moment is through mindfulness meditation. This practice encourages you to focus your attention on your breath, on the sensations in your body, or on the sounds around you. When your mind starts to wander, gently bring it back to the present. Meditation helps you quiet the constant chatter of the mind and become fully present. Another way to embrace the present moment is through deep, conscious living. Pay attention to the small things, the way your food tastes, the warmth of the sun on your skin, or the sound of laughter in the room. The more you focus on the present, the more you realize that life is full of beauty and wonder, even in its simplest moments. One important aspect of embracing the present moment is releasing the pressure of perfection. So often, we worry about getting everything right, achieving certain goals, or living up to others' expectations. But when we let go of the need to be perfect, we can fully engage with the present without fear or judgment. Life becomes about the experience, not the outcome. Also, remember that embracing the present moment means letting go of the need for control. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, even if it doesn't look the way you imagined. When you let go of the need to control every aspect of your life, you can fully experience the flow of the present moment. Lastly, remember to practice gratitude. When we focus on what we're grateful for, we shift our energy to the present and acknowledge the goodness that already exists in our lives. Gratitude helps us appreciate the present moment, no matter how small or fleeting it may seem. Embracing the present moment is an act of freedom. It's about releasing the grip of the past and future and fully immersing yourself in the now. When you do, you'll discover a sense of peace, joy, and fulfillment that's always available to you. Chapter 12. Letting go of fear. Fear is one of the greatest obstacles to living a full, authentic life. It keeps us from taking risks, stepping out of our comfort zones, and pursuing our dreams. Fear can manifest in many forms. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown, or even fear of success. But no matter how fear shows up, it has one thing in common. It holds us back from realizing our true potential. The first step in letting go of fear is recognizing it. Fear often operates in the background, influencing our decisions without us even realizing it. It might sound like a voice in your head telling you, "You can't do that," or "What if you fail?" It's important to become aware of these thoughts and acknowledge them for what they are, just thoughts, not reality. To overcome fear, it's essential to shift your perspective. Instead of seeing fear as something that should be avoided, view it as an invitation to grow. Every time you feel fear, it's an opportunity to push beyond your comfort zone and expand your capabilities. Fear is a sign that you're on the edge of something new, and it's the courage to take action despite fear that leads to transformation. One powerful technique for letting go of fear is reframing. This involves changing the way you look at a situation. For example, if you fear public speaking, instead of thinking, "I'm going to embarrass myself," reframe it by telling yourself, "This is an opportunity to share my message with others." By shifting the narrative, you diminish the power of fear over you. Another effective strategy is to take small, manageable steps. If fear is preventing you from pursuing something big, break it down into smaller actions that feel less overwhelming. For example, if you're afraid of starting a business, begin by researching the market or talking to others who have already started a business. These small actions help you build momentum and gradually lessen the grip fear has on you. It's also important to recognize that fear often stems from a lack of trust in yourself, in others, or in the process. When we don't believe that we can handle what life throws at us, we're more likely to be paralyzed by fear. But the more we act in spite of fear, the more we develop confidence in our ability to handle challenges. With each success, big or small, our trust in ourselves grows and fear starts to lose its power. Letting go of fear also requires embracing uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and the more we try to control outcomes, the more we invite fear into our lives. When we release the need for certainty, we allow ourselves to be open to new possibilities and experiences. We realize that the unknown doesn't have to be scary. It can be exciting. Lastly, let go of perfectionism. Fear often comes with a demand for perfection. We're afraid of making mistakes or being judged, but perfection is an illusion. Embrace the idea that it's okay to be imperfect. Mistakes are part of growth, and they provide valuable lessons that help you move forward. When you let go of the need to be perfect, you free yourself from the constant cycle of fear and self-doubt. Letting go of fear isn't a one-time event. It's a continuous process. The more you practice facing your fears, the more you realize that they hold no real power over you. By embracing fear and stepping into it, you discover new layers of strength, resilience, and courage within yourself. Chapter 13. Letting go of expectations. We all have expectations in life. Expectations of how things should go, how people should behave, and how our lives should unfold. These expectations often create a sense of dissatisfaction when things don't go as planned. Whether it's in relationships, career, or personal goals, unmet expectations can lead to disappointment, frustration, and resentment. Letting go of expectations is about releasing the need for things to turn out a certain way. It doesn't mean giving up on goals or desires. It means letting go of the rigid attachment to how those goals should be achieved. When we hold on too tightly to expectations, we create unnecessary pressure for ourselves and others, and we limit our ability to enjoy life as it is. The first step in letting go of expectations is to become aware of them. Often, we don't even realize we're holding on to expectations until we're disappointed. Take some time to reflect on the areas of your life where you might have rigid expectations, whether it's in your career, relationships, or personal achievements. Ask yourself, am I expecting things to go a certain way? And if so, why? Once you've identified your expectations, challenge them. Are they realistic? Are they based on external pressures or societal standards? Often we create expectations based on what we think we should do, not what truly resonates with us. Letting go of these expectations allows us to live authentically, following our own path instead of trying to meet someone else's standard. Another important aspect of letting go of expectations is embracing acceptance. Accept that life is unpredictable and that things rarely go exactly as planned. Instead of fighting against what is, embrace it with open arms. When things don't go the way you expected, practice acceptance by acknowledging that this is part of life's natural flow. Trust that whatever happens, you have the strength and resources to navigate through it. Letting go of expectations also means releasing the need to control other people. We often expect others to behave in certain ways or meet specific needs, which can lead to frustration and disappointment when they don't. Instead of trying to control others' actions or behaviors, practice acceptance and understanding. People are unique, and they will act according to their own experiences and values. By letting go of these expectations, we create healthier, more harmonious relationships. In the pursuit of goals, letting go of expectations also means being open to different outcomes. Sometimes, life takes us on unexpected journeys, and the result may not look like what we envisioned. However, the path we take might lead to something even better than we imagined. Letting go of expectations allows you to embrace new opportunities and adjust your course without feeling defeated. Lastly, remember that letting go of expectations doesn't mean being passive or giving up on your dreams. It means being flexible and open to the idea that life might unfold differently than you had planned. When we let go of rigid expectations, we allow ourselves to experience the full spectrum of life, with all its surprises, joys, and lessons. By letting go of expectations, you create space for more joy, freedom, and peace. You stop resisting what is, and instead, you flow with life, trusting that it will lead you exactly where you need to go. Chapter 14. Letting go of self-doubt. Self-doubt is one of the most insidious forms of resistance. It whispers in our ears, telling us that we're not good enough, that we don't deserve success, or that we're not capable of achieving our goals. It holds us back from taking risks and prevents us from reaching our full potential. But self-doubt is not the truth. It's just a thought, and it can be let go of. The first step in letting go of self-doubt is recognizing that it is not a reflection of your true abilities. Self-doubt arises from fear, insecurity, or past experiences that have shaped the way we view ourselves. It's important to separate your thoughts from who you truly are. You are capable, worthy, and deserving of all the success and happiness that life has to offer. One of the most effective ways to release self-doubt is through self-compassion. Instead of criticizing yourself for having doubts, treat yourself with kindness and understanding. When you make a mistake or face a setback, don't berate yourself. Instead, acknowledge that it's okay to be imperfect and that you are still learning and growing. Self-compassion helps quiet the inner critic and replaces it with a nurturing, supportive voice. Another powerful tool for letting go of self-doubt is to focus on your strengths. We often tend to focus on our weaknesses or areas where we feel inadequate, but this only reinforces self-doubt. Instead, take time to reflect on your accomplishments, skills, and positive qualities. Write them down and revisit them whenever you feel doubt creeping in. This practice helps shift your focus from what you lack to what you already possess. It's also important to take action in spite of self-doubt. Doubt often paralyzes us, convincing us that we're not ready or capable. But the truth is, action is the antidote to doubt. When you take small steps toward your goals, you prove to yourself that you are capable. With each action, your confidence grows and self-doubt fades into the background. Surrounding yourself with supportive people is another key to overcoming self-doubt. Seek out those who believe in you and who encourage your growth. Having a strong support system helps remind you of your worth and helps drown out the negative voices in your head. Finally, practice affirmations. Affirmations are powerful statements that challenge the negative beliefs we hold about ourselves. Repeating positive affirmations such as, "I am capable," "I am worthy," and "I trust myself" can help rewire your brain and replace self-doubt with self-belief. Letting go of self-doubt is a continuous journey, but with each step, you create more space for confidence, clarity, and self-assurance. By embracing your true worth and capabilities, you move closer to living the life you deserve. Conclusion: embracing the power of letting go. As we conclude this journey through the power of letting go, it's important to remember that the process of letting go is not a one-time event, but a continual practice, a choice we make every day. The power of letting go lies in freeing ourselves from the chains of fear, self-doubt, expectations, and control. By letting go, we create space for peace, joy, and transformation in our lives. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means surrendering the need for perfection and control. It's about trusting ourselves and the natural flow of life, knowing that everything happens for a reason and that we are capable of handling whatever comes our way. As you move forward, remember that every moment presents an opportunity to release what no longer serves you and embrace the present moment with open arms. The journey of letting go is not always easy, but it is incredibly rewarding. It's a path to emotional freedom, personal growth, and living a life that is in alignment with your true self. By applying these principles, you'll find that life becomes less about struggle and more about surrendering to the beauty of the present and the endless possibilities ahead. Thank you for listening to the power of letting go. I hope this journey has inspired you to release what is holding you back and step into your power. The choice is yours. Embrace the freedom that comes with letting go and trust that your best life is already unfolding. Before we wrap up, I'd like to take a moment to thank you for listening. Your commitment to personal growth and embracing the power of letting go is truly inspiring. I hope this audiobook has added value to your life and has given you the tools to create lasting change. If you found this audiobook helpful, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel Asset Investor for more content on personal development, financial freedom, and motivation. Sharing is caring, so don't hesitate to pass this on to friends or family who could benefit from these empowering messages. Thank you once again for being a part of this journey. I wish you all the best as you continue to embrace the power of letting go and live the life you truly deserve. Remember, the greatest freedom is the freedom to let go and live fully in the present moment. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.